Hi, I wanted to finally introduce myself as the Priestesse Oracle, and this has been a long time coming. I don't think I ever saw myself actually being able to share my voice through my gifts until I realized that it may be important not only so you guys can be familiar with me and be familiar with what I have going on, but also so that there's a connection, there's a trust, and so that you guys can know that I am real and not AI. From the way that I see it, things are moving quite rapidly when it comes to technology. Now, I'm not going to say that this is going to be the permanent structure. This is only the beginning, since if you've been aware of how I started this, I'm not going to say my gifts are new to me. I'm just going to say sharing my gifts with others is a bit new to me. I have been doing readings since the beginning of 2021 for myself, until one day I felt called to open up a space and make it be for the collective and not myself. Now, when I received this push to do this, it was sudden, but it was also certain, and that in itself has really made me feel good, and made me feel strong in my gifts too at the same time, to be able to read for myself for a few years, and then now for you guys, the Ethereal Touch Collective, that's a huge transformation for me. I didn't think I'd be here today doing readings and sharing my gifts with others, especially broadcasted on a wider scale. Here I am, though. I even told myself that I wouldn't do it and that I would stay, in my little bubble and do readings for myself. And, maybe for others that know me and that I know of. And it came to a point where, like I said, I felt called to open up my space for the collective. Now, when it comes to the name Ethereal Touch Collective, it just happened. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I said, when I first started, I just had an account for myself. I wasn't thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this for other people. This started as a thing for myself. And later on, it transformed into Ethereal Touch Collective. It was just ET until I added the C, and it became Ethereal Touch Collective. And now we have a YouTube, which is my lush ethereal palace. We're gonna get down to the nitty and the gritty. Now I'm able to share my gifts with you guys, either for everybody or one-on-one, and that is an honor, quite frankly. When it came to my spirituality, I'm gonna say it definitely started with crystals, but I want to give this thanks to God, because if it wasn't for God really just being there for me, and me being the nosy, curious person that I am, I went down the rabbit hole. I'm not gonna lie, I went down the rabbit hole until I discovered what tarot, oracle, readings, chakras, everything. I really went down the rabbit hole. And one time I was just activated by a crystal, and that was the biggest indication that I was connected. That was the biggest indication that something was bigger than me. And I guess my life changed after that. And it especially happened when I was going through my own dark night of the soul, when I was going through my own heartbreak. I'm not gonna lie. All of this happened in the midst of me rediscovering myself. From discovering myself to releasing old patterns to embracing myself to recognizing things that didn't work and did work to relearning myself to just things being different. So here I am today, open, but not so open. We're going to take this step by step. I'm still learning to be open with my gifts and who I am, because this is new to me, but then again, who hasn't been through something new in their life? And the person that I am, I like new. I like pushing myself to my limits. I like seeing what I can do. I like knowing that there's so many possibilities and so many things and outcomes that can happen. I like to push my limits sometimes. Maybe too much sometimes, but it's still, I work it out every time. And for that, I'm grateful because I am always guided at the same time. This is just a mini introduction to who I am. And if, I missed anything, tag along the journey and get to know who the Priestess Oracle is. Get to know who the High Priestess is. Get to know who the Ethereal Goddess is. And if ever down the line I get to share my face, well, consider you someone that's really part of my Ethereal Touch Collective. And if it's just something that I really just full-blown go on and show my face, know that it is because I trust you guys, and know that it's because it was meant to happen. And if anything, I will remain as a Priestess Oracle behind the pictures, behind the words, behind the messages, behind the backgrounds, and everything else. And yeah, if anything, like I said, tag along the journey. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok and Threads, because Threads we be going in. And if anything, go ahead and follow me on all of my social media that I have posted. All of it would be et.touch777. It will be linked below, or it will be linked in my bio. Either way, everything and every service that I have is provided for you guys. And as I said, all of the things that I do, it's ethereally touched for you guys. It's touched from the heart, it's touched from the soul, it's touched from the spirit, it's touched by God, it's touched by the Holy Spirit, it's touched by everything that you could deem that is ethereal, soft, and mostly connected to a sort of sensuality, a sort of essence that I deem that you won't be able to find anywhere else. Again, this is the lush ethereal palace. I think that says a lot more than I can put into words. I won't say that there'll be, how about this? There'll be good times And I'm sure there will be times where it's awkward, loving, sexy, karmic, good, bad, weird, laughable. We're gonna have those moments. And I pray that we stay connected through it all. And I'm gonna end this by saying, if you want to book a personal reading with me, it will always be in my bio through the Enchanted Appointments Unveiled. If ever you have questions, you can always DM me. You can always contact me through my IG page, through TikTok, however you'd like. But mostly through my Instagram, please. Thank you. And yeah, if you'd like to donate and help out your girl so that we can have a better space, or so that we can have anything for the collective, for you, you can go ahead and donate, because all of this is for you guys. I will extend my hand. I will extend myself in always the best that I can for my Ethereal Touch Collective. And even if you were to not deem yourself as ethereal, you're here for a reason. You're listening to this message and to my messages for a reason. Therefore, there's a part of etherealness in you. There's a part in you that feels touched, whether this is by me, by the message, or you yourself being ethereal. You are part of the Ethereal Touch Collective. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking in my messages, and of course the ones that resonate with you. Thank you for your patience, your understanding. Thank you for everything. Excuse me. And most of all, there's lots of love in my heart for you guys. Even if I see you, even if I don't see you, even if you see me, and even if you don't see me, there's a lot of love from me to you guys. And with that being said, I will see you guys in our first reading. See you soon, guys. Bye.